Hi, my name is Sean Keefe. I'm going to be looking at the mode of transportation of motor carrier, specifically trucking, as part of that. The career title I'm going to take a look at today is Operations Manager, and today's date is November, or the date of the due date of this assignment is November 30th, 2021. As far as a description of what an operations manager is, it can be a pretty broad description depending on the company that you're looking at. And as I was looking up specifically on LinkedIn and Indeed to see how companies listed these jobs and what their description, and what their job responsibilities were. But the smaller the operation, the more pots you're potentially going to have your hand in. But there were several things that were unanimous, regardless of the size of the company or the size of the facility. They're always going to have overall responsibility for the operations of the particular facility that they're at, whether that's a small warehouse or that's a very large, multifaceted distribution facility. And that means everything from P&L responsibility to some HR responsibility, like hiring, firing, potentially maintaining discipline on people and files of the HR nature. They may verify payroll to make sure it's accurate. They're also going to be in charge of safety of the facility and doing inspections to make sure that systems are being followed, that the conditions are safe for workers, and potentially other people from outside the company that might come to drop off or deliver there. So they're going to have the responsibility for that. And it can vary quite widely, the number of things that they're going to be responsible for, again, depending on the size and nature of the facility. They're going to have, if it's a very large facility, the odds are you're going to have departmental managers that are going to report to you as the operations manager, and you're going to coordinate with them on what the proper staffing levels are for their department. If there's any new initiatives company-wide that are coming out that affect individual departments and so on and so forth. So you're going to primarily be a people manager, but you're also going to have some customer service or customer relations type of responsibilities as well. You're probably not necessarily going to be the first point of contact if there's a problem or if somebody wants to compliment or if they're looking for new business, but you're going to have your hands in that at some point, especially on the complaint side, and trying to solve those or rectify them or make sure they don't happen again. Potential salary range of this is anywhere between, on the low end, I've seen 55, 60, and on the high end, I've seen 100K plus. I've seen, some, if it's a super high end facility, high end, I mean large, 120, 130. Again, it's going to vary widely depending on the nature of the facility itself. Two companies that have this job title that are listed on these various platforms. One is Langham Logistics, which is over on the west side here in Indy. Another locally here in the central Indiana area is MD Logistics. Why do I have an interest in this? Well, when I was a kid, we had a place called Craig Distribution in my small town in Missouri. And they primarily did like restaurant type food, and then various other things that would go in to support a restaurant. The cleaning chemicals, to-go containers, that kind of stuff. They eventually, at one point, while I still lived in that town, got bought out by Kraft, and so it became Kraft/Craig. And they had a lot of Kraft products that they delivered there, but they were. And my dad worked there over the summer when I was a kid. So I have an interest in that because of that background. I also have an interest in it because I believe that my years in restaurants and as a restaurant general manager translate very well into this particular career title, just based off of the job descriptions that I read and saw online. And I think that my talents and skills and that I've learned in HR and P&L and safety and having certain things that I have to be accountable to, like the health department codes and things of that nature. I'm used to having to deal with regulations and things of that nature. So I feel like my experience set translates well into this particular job. What I've learned from my research is and how it relates to this class. One thing I've learned from various assignments in this class is that it's much more regulated than I initially thought. And so that's something to be on top of, because I'm sure the regulations constantly change. They did, in restaurants with health codes, you had different things that would come out all the time. So you have to keep on top of that so that you're relating the latest information to your people. Also learned that this is a much more wide-ranging field than I thought. Even just in the transportation side, the whole program is the logistics and supply chain, but it just specifically in the transportation part, there's so many different options out there that you can choose from depending on what you're interested in and what your focus is on. So, and even with one mode of transport, there's a variety of different job titles that have different responsibilities that you can choose from. So the variations of potential career paths and job titles has just been staggering to me to just kind of slowly have that be revealed as I looked into things. Thanks for listening to my ramblings, and it's been a pleasure having this class. Thanks.